What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. I'm here with the founder of YERR City.
So like, yeah, YERR City it's a lot of things. I explain it like a few different ways. So like, YERR City is it's like a media / entertainment company. And like the whole goal is to show real New York culture through music, original content, and events. And also, YERR City is like a place. It's like a city within the city. And the way I describe that is like New York City is Central Park, Starbucks, and shit like that. And then YERR City is like Bodega, the bacon, egg, and cheese, BB Simon, Bell's Fittest, the Harlem Shake, Lifey. That's, for me, that's where we from. So that's what YERR City is.
I like that. I never really knew that that was your whole...
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to show like that whole side of the culture. And also the mission is to get the culture paid.
And I just wanted to sit down and talk with him about how he's changing his narrative, because not everybody's doing what he's doing. Just the way that he's just explained, like, you know, what YERR City is. Like, everyone else around the world, they'll see New York City and just know, like, Statue of Liberty, whatever, right? But the people that come from, you know, the slums, the trenches, and the other parts, YERR City, the ones that really get it, that is, we a whole different, it's like we a whole different group of people. So it definitely is gonna shed more light on us. It's really gonna put us on the map and what we really stand for, and, you know, show a lot how what you're doing is changing your narrative overall, like in your life and the way you grew up.
Yeah, so like you said, so like I feel like the whole world, they definitely curious about, you know, seeing how we live, but maybe they don't get like the whole story.
Right.
But as far as like YERR City and what we represent, and we definitely influenced the world. Like, we influenced the runways in Paris, everything, music. So
everything.
That's like the most important thing for me, is like changing the narrative of New York culture and showing people like who's behind these global trends that have started. Like for example, like Light Feet, they somewhat responsible for blowing up like that Capella Gray song from last year. So yeah, like how I got the idea at first, I played ball in college. The name of the school was Central State University. It's at HBCU. And like the questions I got when I got there was crazy. They was asking me like if New York had trees, if we had grass.
No way.
They was like, yo, say word to my mother and stuff like that. So they were just mad curious about like us as New Yorkers and how we live and how we talk. And I think at the moment, because like IG probably just had came out or didn't come out yet, so it really wasn't like no lens into New York and how like we really live. So they was going over Sex in the City. That was like probably the biggest, most popular New York show. So they was like, oh, is it? So it's just, so I'm like, okay, I gotta start something. And I don't think I got the idea to like really start YERR City until I got home. I graduated in 2014. So like when I got home, I interned for a dude. He's a songwriter. He signed to Universal. We also had an indie label. So like just me seeing how he run his business and me meeting artists. And like my whole job was like just like connect, same like what I'm doing now, like just connecting people, bringing new talent in. I was able to introduce him to some people that got, he had 4 artists on his label. They got performances at New York Fashion Week twice, and once in LA. So like the whole process I was just learning, and I just applied that to YERR City. And I probably started in 2017. And like the first name for this was East Coast Citizen, but I'm like, East Coast, like Joey Badass and his crew, they already kind of, you know, got that term down. And I just wanted something like that was newer, more current, and I felt like YERR City was it just fit the vibe.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, it just felt more like a place.
Right.
The whole idea is to get the culture paid. I hear a lot of people, as I'm sure you do too, especially on the corner, like on the stores, like, no shade to them, because like a lot of people on the corner, you'd be surprised how smart they are.
Yeah.
It just, for some reason, you know, maybe they just like discouraged or whatever. So like
me,
I'm just trying to, versus complaining, I'm trying to like really do something, put action forward. You know, so like getting our people paid and taking our culture back and representing the right way and building something that we can all own and be a part of. Because like the whole idea for YERR City is, so y'all can't see, but like we right across the street, not across the street, like across the river from Wall Street. So like the same way a company goes public and you could buy shares, like I want New York City to one day go public, but it's only owned by like New Yorkers. Yeah, so like that's the whole point of this, is like for us to own something, own our culture, and profit off of whoever needs funding for creative projects, if they just going through a hard time, like whatever the case may be, and just make it like a culture bank that we can tap into, and yeah, we just, you know, invest in ourselves and build ourselves up. Like that's the whole point behind New York City. I want it to be like a whole conglomerate. So I'm a producer as well, so like on the music side we have like projects dropping, a label. On the media side, it'd be like the Netflix in New York, it'd be content and movies like just created for us, by us type shit. Events.
Ooh, I need parts.
Yeah, like events, like it's like my main goal for an event would be like something like YERR Chiller vibes. It wouldn't be that name, but like it would be like a mixture of Complex Con, a block party, and like a fest, and like just like the most New York shit ever taking place. So that's kind of the idea, just to like really create like a whole movement, and it's just getting there. I got people in South Africa tapping in with me, Poland. Man, it's everywhere. You used to be surprised. Somebody,
and like you were saying, it's just to get, and that's important, because even though the people out there, they're gonna really know what New York City is like, what the people that influence these parts of the world that's reaching out is, because they really want to know what it's like here. And not enough people are showcasing that in the right way. People going about it in the crazy, even the whole drill scene. Like I'm not even gonna put, like, you know, I'm not gonna give it like a bad rep, because I love drill music and everything. But even with that, like people thinking New York is this violent place and people are just so demons and
crazy.
Like really putting, I'm not gonna lie, like that music is really showcasing us in the wrong way.
Because that's what they call it. If you really knew what a demon was, you would not be calling yourself
a demon, right? And words are very powerful.
Super powerful. Again, I think that just comes from, like, you know, miseducation, and hopefully like one day I can fill that gap. Like even with my father coming to my events, you know, unfortunately a lot of people don't have their father, so like me just seeing how the audience that come there connect with him, and they get to know him, and they get a chance to have a conversation with him, that's fire to me. You know, maybe that can somewhat educate people to not call themselves things like demons and stuff like that. Like even like it's getting to the point where they ask for pictures with him now, so that's fire. And he came to matter of fact, he comes to all my events. He probably missed one event. I've been doing events since last summer. I did my first event was a cypher in Washington Square Park. He came, and people were like they just really connect with him, because you can tell like he's just like a strong black man, and I feel like a lot of people, they probably missing that in their life. They don't get to see that. So
it's just substance too.
Yeah.
You could just be, you know, a black man, a father too, as a black man, and have no substance to you. You're not really teaching your child like valuable things.
I ain't gonna lie, like without him, I definitely wouldn't be where I'm at. Like he always been like in my life, like it's like a strong presence. I just knew I couldn't do certain things. Like one thing that just hit me the other day, it's like, you know, it's like a lot of predators out here, and even when you watch like TV, like Nat Geo and stuff like that, lions, predators, they always, you know, they go for the weakest link. And like when a predator is like just like surveying a crowd, like who you gonna get? Like me having my father, like I wasn't even a part of like they know they can't touch me. Like they would survey and go right over me and go to the next person. So him being in my life is probably things I still don't know that exist, just because he was there to like
block it out.
It's like having that presence in your life is super powerful. And
that's so true.
And he's also a screenwriter. He's super creative too. He's been in music forever. He writes movies. He had a book called A Father to Son Journal. That would be fire, because like I said, like a lot of men they don't have like that male presence like in their life, and like they're not taught how to be a man, or most of the men taught they're not seeing how to be a man. So I think like, you know, once New York City blows up, I'll be able to give him like a platform as well to like put out his work, and I think that'd be fire.
Yep, and then even he could start his own events, or where he's motivational speaking, having these actual workshops of having these fathers actually doing the work, like putting in the work. I mean, like I don't necessarily like know the way like you came up. Like, was it in the hood?
So I'm from Mount Vernon.
Okay.
Yeah, Mount Vernon is definitely hood. It's better now. Like probably like 8 to 10 years ago, it was crazy.
And it's important to really speak about too, because It's a lot of people that, you know, look just like you, aspire to do the things that you do, but don't even know where to look or don't even know where to turn or just think it's out of their reach. And it's really not, because I used to think like that before I started doing a lot of things. I just thought like, you know, like growing up in the hood, being in the crib around roaches every fucking day, you think that this is your life. And I explained that to my mom one day. I'm like, I really used to not think beyond that, beyond living in the projects. But it's really all in your mindset. Your environment plays a big part of your mindset. After that, my mindset just started to shift and change. And that's when I really started to go for the things that I felt like, you know, were purposeful to me. So it's important to really understand how your mindset works, and the influence around you, your environment really influences you, no matter how much you think it doesn't. And I said this in my first video. People be like, oh, I'm my own person. If I chill with this person, that don't mean nothing. That does mean something.
It means a lot.
Exactly, because it's, to some extent, you think that their way of thinking is okay, and sometimes that rubs off on you. And if that's really not what you stand for, don't put yourself around that environment, those people, stuff like that.
The hood is like really your mindset. Like we like the Bronx, Brooklyn, it could look just like Manhattan. We can keep it clean, we could provide our own opportunities to each other. It's just that we don't be in that mindset.
Yes.
That's another reason why I like doing events. And like I used to do events all over, but like I feel like Manhattan, like specifically Soho, it just puts you like in a better mindset. Like even one of my events, it was 2 artists that had like serious problems that involved like weapons, and being that, so like this, at the event, it's like this was their first time seeing each other since that happened, and being that I was using Soho, it just put them like in a relaxed state of mind. They was able to step outside, talk. Wow. Like they're not gonna be best friends, but at least the next time they see each other, they know it's like it's no problems. They can at least like, you know, head nod, like what up. And okay, he down with New York City, he down with New York City, and like them, like just being like at our events and like seeing the vision or whatever, like they able to connect through that. So that, like to me, that's fire. I feel like, again, like putting my brand or position in New York City, in the city, that will rub off on New York City. Like you said, like hanging around certain people, same thing.
Exactly, they will understand. That
energy of money and progression and moving forward, and all of that's gonna come, you know, to New York City and whoever's like with New York City at that time. I can't wait to be able to like provide those opportunities to other people. Cause like to me, like that's like the ultimate thing about, that's like the ultimate boss. Like being a boss to me is like you just like having an overhead conversation, or your homies hit you, like and they put in the work. Like you don't just give it to them, but like they put in the work, and maybe they just need like probably one person to get to the next level, or they need a piece of information. And you can make one phone call and just make that happen for them. Like
make their life change.
That's like the ultimate like boss move to me. So like that's what I'm trying to be. And yeah, that's the goal for me. Just like really putting my people on. And like you said, a lot of people think it's more difficult than it is. And like the most difficult thing about doing anything is just starting. You learn everything else on your way.
You learn as you go.
You're gonna meet your tribe, as they say. You're gonna meet your people that you're like supposed to be in your life.
Amen.
Just start. That's really what it is. Just start. Don't overthink it.
Don't overthink it. Don't let those loud voices and opinions in your head, oh, now she want to do that, because that's what people really be thinking. They be scared of people. Oh, now all of a sudden you want to do that. Yes, all of a sudden I want to do that. You don't have to explain yourself to nobody. Do what you want to do. Do what's going to fulfill you, because if not, you're going to be miserable. Or a few years down the line, you're just going to be like, damn, why didn't I start all them years ago when I thought about it? I could have been here by now. That was my issue. That's really any successful person's issue, was starting, literally, because you really learn as you go, and that's the realest thing ever.
Don't let nobody hold you hostage to yesterday, like.
Right, yo, because life goes on. Right, life goes on. Ain't nobody controlling it. You control your narrative. You control your narrative. You change it and control it. If you want to change it the next day, do it. Do it. Yeah, I want to make everything authentic, and I just want to continue like just showcasing that, what you got going on, because it's an important thing that you're doing. And like I said when I first introduced it, like everyone really knows. Some people even come to New York City and think Soho is so nice. Literally a 10-minute walk is the hood, is where I'm from. And when I introduced myself, I said we on the nice side, but I'm from the trenches. I'm from the other side. I'm not too far. Some people really, like, they so ignorant, they don't even think there's projects in Manhattan. Like, that's how ignorant some people are to this whole thing. Like, and all my life I dealt with, you know, living right across from the nice side of town. So of course, like, you know, you think like, damn, am I ever gonna be able to attain this kind of lifestyle? Because I'm coming from this side, and I shopped in Soho. I would just take walks with my friends to Soho. You feel me? But it's just like you always feel like, you know, you could never attain that kind of wealth or that style of living because you're right on the nasty side. But it's all about your mindset. Once you change your mindset and really see that it could be within your reach, that's when you change your lifestyle.
Once you get comfortable with being uncomfortable and not being afraid to put yourself in uncomfortable situations, not being afraid to not know something or failing, and you don't care about what people think, and like just put the work in, you're gonna get there. Like when I first started Bodega Rap, for example, I didn't know what I was doing as far as filming. I film on an iPhone 11. I got a microphone. It's called a Samsung Go mic, I believe. It hooks up right to your iPhone, and you record straight into the phone. And I've done like 60 plus episodes on my phone. I started that like the end of April in 2021, I believe.
Wow. Within
so like
a year.
We just hit over a year.
Right.
Just hit,
Right. Yeah.
And like within probably 5 months, mad labels hit us up. So now I'm starting to like, that's how I got my, like, versus me like interning for Dougie Fresh and working for the dude in the like Universal. I didn't have no connects outside of them. Like most of the connects I have now is like just off of me starting Bodega Raps, just putting out the content consistently. I've had like basically every major label has hit me up to get their artists on the show at this point. So like that just goes to show, like, and I always ask myself, be like, well, what if I never started this? I would not be here. Like,
right.
Like I got invited to a listening party at Rock Nation the other day. That was fire. Memphis Bleak posted it. He has a new artist coming out. So like just seeing Memphis Bleak, I'm like, yo, I really like. I wasn't even starstruck, but like just knowing that I really used to like listen to him growing up, and we would be in the club like really like, or parties like really dancing to his music. I'm like, that's crazy that I'm really sitting in front of him.
Yo, everything comes from
based on what I did.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yo, just
like, even at the end.
Idea, being consistency. I heard what he said, consistency.
Even at the end, shout out to Nadine. She the one that invited me. She's like, yo, you can chill in the Reasonable Doubt room. I'm like, that's crazy. I'm like, this is bugged out. So like, yo, start your idea today. Don't even overthink it. Just learn what you need to learn to get started ASAP. You can learn everything else
as
later on. So for example, like what I mean by that, let's say if you're a producer, you want to make beats. Don't try to figure out the whole software. Just figure out how you record MIDI, how you record your sounds and make beats, and then figure everything else out later. So like it's a book called like How to Learn Anything in 5 Minutes or something like that, and it like really like simplifies learning for you.
Oh,
so
wow.
like I would like recommend like anybody looking like stuff like that. As far as like changing your mindset, it's like it's a book, it's a video on YouTube, and I believe it's a movie on Netflix. It's called The Secret. It talks all about. I love The Secret. I know exactly what you're talking about. That's another thing. Like a lot of people, like Oprah and stuff like that, people on that level of success, like when they get asked, like what's their secret or how they, got to where they at. I noticed like when they tell you, people don't, because I even used to think that like when they tell you, be happy, just do what you love and this and that, people don't believe it. They're like, bro, why you lying? Like, tell me this.
What's the real secret, right? And that's the secret.
The secret is, now that seems a lot easier than what it really is. Like, 'cause like you said, it's gonna be like voices in your head. Yes. You gotta put yourself in a position to win. You gotta be prepared for any things that come your way that can, take you to the next level. So like surrounding yourself around the right people, taking those 10-minute walks to Soho, even though you might not be in the mood. So like stuff like that, that's really gonna be the difference. Like even where I got the where we do events at, I got that space just by walking in there and talking to her. It was that simple. Wow. I got a grant from off of Bodega Raps just by submitting the stuff, and it happened. And so like just not being afraid to go after these opportunities and just learn. Right. That's really what it is. Just surrounding yourself around people that, if your goal is to get a car and get a license, no shade to people that walk, but you got to surround yourself around people that have a car. Yeah, right. Eventually, you will have a car as well, because they're gonna let you know how to pass the test. What's the best way to buy a car, lease a car, rent a car, right. All of that. So it's that simple. Right. That's simple.
It's so true. And The Secret, y'all really need to read the book or watch it on Netflix. And it's also on YouTube. They playing it for free on YouTube. It's so good, literally. And then how I said, like, you manifest your thoughts into reality, all that. It talks about all of that. Like, people just think that we're just beings of, like, this is just commonplace. It's really magic. It's really magic. It's not here for no reason, all of that. Like, our thoughts are everything. It creates the magic that we want to see in our life. Like, the effort that we put in, all of that literally creates the magic we want to see. But some people, I don't know, some people just rather think, well, fuck what they think, honestly. But but those who get it or are willing to get it, just do it. Just do it. Like Nike, just do it. Like, it's so cliche, but literally that's all it is to it. Just do it.
Choosing your words carefully, because the words really are powerful.
Right.
That's why they call it spelling. You're really casting spells when you talk. That's choosing your words carefully. Speaking what you want into existence. Putting up like a vision board, so you can, like, you speak it. After you speak it, you see it, writing it down, making the vision plain and simple. Like, you know what you're going at for that day. You just go for it. And like, whatever don't match up with your vision, you just gotta dip on it. You
right.
Put it to the side.
Yep, you gotta reroute or put it off.
Reroute, like Ready Rebel said. Had to reroute.
That's a fact.
Got to. You might feel bad at first, but them people not gonna feel bad for wasting a year of your time and you not being where you want to be at.
Yeah. Yes, do not feel bad.
Because I don't be feeling bad
at all. Yo.
I used to, but now so.
Exactly. And when you do feel bad, you still realize, like, nah, I could have been doing this, could have been doing that, could have been doing that. Feeling bad for people is never gonna get you nowhere, because 9 times out of 10 they don't feel bad for you and they can't help you when you on your ass. Like, and that just what happens to the best of us when we so willing to help and we care so much. It's just like, that really don't get us nowhere. Once we get ourselves somewhere, we could do all of that later. We could do all the caring and giving later, once we really get ourselves somewhere. And that's what I always try to tell myself. Like, nah, don't feel bad. You got to get to where you going so you could come back for everybody else. The ones that you genuinely know, like, you're sticking with you through your process and appreciating your process and really seeing you through it.
It's like you on the airplane, but they tell you put your mask on first when the mask drop. Because if you trying to help somebody else, like, let's say if you're a kid, like, you go to help him and you faint before you put the mask on, you can't help them, and everybody else that's on that plane ain't gonna help them because it's not their concerns. Like, put your mask on first, get your air, then you can help the next person.
Right.
Put you up, and you can reach back or down.
Right.
It's not gonna, like, really throw you off course too much. Like, when you're starting something, like in the beginning, it's like New York City. Like, New York City, that's my baby. Like, that's really like my 1-year-old kid.
Right. Yeah, for real.
Right now, I really don't have time to reach back or, you know, help somebody. I do, but it depends on, like, the situation. But, like,
right, like, absolutely.
As far as, like, feeling bad for people like that and reaching back and helping like that, nah, I can't do that.
Can't happen.
Like, once I'm up, I can't wait to do that.
Right, exactly. Yeah. You gotta give it time, and then at the same time, I feel like the process is everything, because then you'll actually see who's willing to stick with you through the process, so that when you do get to where you want to go, you know exactly who to come back for or who to help out when they need or whatever. But then you also see throughout the process who can't handle it, who can't handle seeing you get to where you're going and envies you and is displaying negative energy throughout your process. Like, that goes to show that's why the process is everything. You never want nothing to happen for you overnight when you're not even sure about the people you're surrounded by. Once you're sure about the people you're surrounded by, it's just like, now I know who I could come back for when shit is lit for me.
That's important. Like you said, like, that's real big right there, because even with me, like, people that was with me from the first cypher, I'm starting to see, like you said, the energy is starting to change. It's a whole lot of weird things going on right now, but that, you know, that's like growing pains. It always, like, when you elevate into different levels.
Amen.
In life, it's gonna be like a lot of spiritual warfare. It's gonna be a lot of things that's going on that you don't even know why. But you don't have to know why. You just have to go with your gut. You get that,
and you see why later.
And
you see why later.
A lot of people don't want to see you win. A lot of people project their fears on you, and, you know, they shortcomings, versus, like, just asking you how you did it. Can I learn from you?
Right. Because 9 times out of 10 people are willing to tell you. If you have that much confidence and you see somebody's really inspiring you, like, just ask. The worst they can do is say no. You're not gonna die. You're literally not gonna die.
I think that's the best way to change your narrative is to ask questions, so you can grasp a different perception or, like, whatever.
Right.
You just learn how to, you know, change the narrative.
Yeah. Amen to that. You could continue running with the same story or change the narrative. Thank you for coming and having this conversation. Yeah, I can't wait to see where everything that you got going on goes. And I'm gonna be right there because I'm
That's
here.
a fact.
I'm here.
She's fire too, man. I'm just saying, like, she's fire. Like, we got a playlist coming out. She's definitely gonna be on that. We have a New York City tape coming out. She's gonna be on that.
I am.
Anybody that wanna be a part of the tape,
tap in.
like whatever we doing.
I'm gonna put his Instagram in the description. I'm gonna put all the, like, what we suggested, the books that you suggested, The Secret, all that. I'm gonna put all that in the description too, so that y'all could really, whoever's watching and is inspired, or we inspired you a little bit, or told you something that you can really, take, everything's gonna be in the description for you to just take those steps and just be more confident in what you want to do.
Sir, let's get it.
Thank you for watching.